Well, hello. Welcome back to my channel. Just Shauna here to talk about the friggin' year. Just thought that prior to the year vlog, which is just the collection of my like 1 second every day clips throughout the year. I haven't even posted all those every month this year, but I do have the videos. I did them every month. I just didn't upload them, but that will be in just a few moments. But I just thought I would reflect on the year this time around a little bit, just in general, how my year was. It was interesting. Kind of key things from this year. I'm very, very grateful for my current relationship that I'm in. I've been grateful for it, but we've been together like 3.5 years now. And yeah, I'm just very, very grateful. I've had so many relationships in my life. I started having boyfriends when I was like 13, and I've had several like 8-month, year and a half long, and then I was married and I was with him for 6.5 years, and then I was in another relationship later for 5.5 years, and then a couple others like 6 months, a year or so ones. I've had my fair share. I've made several attempts at true love, or like, you know, finding like that love that I've always imagined and wanted, and convinced myself in the past that I had, when in retrospect, girl, what? No, you didn't. Like, sometimes where I'm like, I didn't ever lie. I never like said I love you to someone and consciously was like, I don't mean this. Like, I always felt it, but like I wasn't actually feeling love like I wanted to, and like I, again, had like kind of tricked myself into thinking I had, I guess. I don't know. And so many times too, just not paying enough attention to like actual compatibility and just like the vibes and like my feelings and like being Twitter-pated, whatever. And so this is the first relationship in my life where I'm just like, this is what I wanted. This is what I wanted to be feeling, and the type of person I wanted to be with. No relationship is perfect, nor ever will be, but like the compatibility is there, and it's just like joyful. Like it's like joyful love, you know? I feel so loved. I love him so much. He's so supportive, and he's also very like emotionally well-adjusted, and like, just, I don't know, like this man doesn't ever like raise his voice, even in like frustration, and which sounds like, well, yeah, but like, I'm telling you, I've dated lots of fucking men. It's not like just like, oh, 2 boyfriends before. Every one of them, not necessarily all of them had like anger issues, but every one of them had some like lack of control over their anger and their difficult emotions, and lashing out, even just with like raising their voice, not necessarily calling names or anything, but just like, ugh. And like, I can get like that real quick in return. And yeah, he just like isn't like that at all. Like, just the most chill person. Where it's like, when initially in the beginning, it was like disarming to me, where I'm like, wait, you're not yelling? Like, what? And just the support, like I said, he's so supportive and like thoughtful, so thoughtful. And this year I just really needed it, and it was just very nice to have, you know? Another thing, this is something that like comes up a lot in my life, I guess, but like adult friendships are just, it's weird, man. And I feel like, especially I'm 38 years old. I do not have children. I do not want children. That obviously like can create like a barrier between friends if like one of you has kids and one of you doesn't, because I don't know, it just like, I reach out to friends and they're just so busy with their children, and like, I get it, you know, they're like, their brain is just like, especially they're women and they're doing the bulk of the shit most of the time. Not all my friends are in relationships like that, but a lot of them are, even if their husbands are great, nice guys, like just inherently my friend is usually the one like doing most of the stuff and like being busier, and just the mental load and everything. So it's like, I get it. I don't hold it against any of them that like they don't reach out as much or they forget to respond and stuff. I certainly don't. But like, it does create this like weird feeling of like, I don't think I have that many, like, I don't have that many friends that I can just like call and fucking chit chat with for a little bit, or call to be like, hey, what are you doing today? You want to go like run to the fucking bookstore or some shit or whatever? Like I do, but just not that many. And not that I want, that's the thing too, is like I'm the type of person where like I don't want to be doing shit all the time. Even once a weekend. I don't want to have an activity with other people, like a social activity once a weekend. I don't. I really don't. like once a month is probably like solid for me, maybe a couple times a month, but like I'm just not that girl either. So that creates like a weirdness too, because like I do have some friends who probably would be more like, hey, let's go do all the things. And I'm just like, I don't feel like it. Which, it's just a thing. It's just this year especially, it's been a thing that like has been on my mind and been like affecting me emotionally a little bit, and like trying to just like grapple with it and like assess. And also just sometimes you grow apart, not in any like big way and not in any like we're not friends anymore way. That can happen too, where you suddenly are like, I don't really feel like we're friends. Like I barely know you anymore. Like we kind of drifted apart. That can happen, but it also can happen where like it's still someone that's in your life and that you talk to pretty regularly and you spend time with and like you want to see them and shit, but like where you do feel a little bit of like a drifting with certain things, just who you're becoming as people. And yeah, it's just something that was on my mind a lot this year, I feel. I also just feel like there was a little bit of kind of on that note of like getting back to myself too, and just I think I didn't realize certain ways that the abusive relationship I was in, it was like 5.5 years I was in that relationship. The relationship ended in 2018. It's been a while. I'm like past it. I was past it several months after. Like, I had kind of processed, I like sat down and I processed most of that shit, but that shit lingers. And I think something I didn't realize until like kind of this year maybe, some of the ways that it was still lingering and like affected me more deeply than I realized, with feeling insecurity in like social situations, I guess. Not like social anxiety, but feeling like not being able to be my full self because I was with someone who, if I was too much my full self, my gregarious, boisterous, talkative, blah, 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 then I was trying to get attention and trying to get men to flirt with me, or I was flirting with men, or I was making myself a spectacle and this and that and the other thing. And I think it got more deeply ingrained than I realized. And also just, I think too, growing, like getting older, also just you've changed, like even without that, like maybe I have changed a little bit with that. I definitely don't like who I was when I was like in my early 20s, being like, woohoo, blah, blah, blah. Like I'm totally comfortable being the center of attention, but like I think I liked being the center of attention more when I was younger. And like I don't necessarily have that like need, or I don't like it necessarily, but I don't mind it. I'm still like, no, I don't have any issue with it and whatever, but like that whole thing of just being my talkative, getting to know people and like talkative, friendly self with especially like groups of people where I don't necessarily know everyone. And I don't like that, you know? So I've been trying to just process that this year as well and kind of get past that, I guess. So that was an interesting thing. Another a note I put, I'm sick of living through unprecedented times. My God. Can we stop? I'm sure everyone throughout history feels this way because, you know, people who lived through like the fucking Black Plague or some shit, or like world wars and shit like that. I'm sure they probably felt like, holy shit, can we be done with this? But yeah, I'm feeling that most years, but like this year, man, the election fucking cycle and just all of that, like, and the fucking genocides around the world and just those feelings. I don't want to get into it because I'm not trying to give myself anxiety right now or give anyone else anxiety, but I'm sick of it, man. I'm so done. And on that note, felt like probably, because I don't really talk too much about like what's going on out in the world on my channel unless it's like relating to a book I'm reading or something. Like I will, but I don't just like have chatty videos too often where I'm like, talking about these things. But it felt like it was fair and probably a good idea to reiterate that my channel, I mean, you know, whoever wants to watch can watch, but this is not the place for transphobes, homophobes. Sorry if you feel some kind of way about this, but like Trump supporters or apologists, I don't give a shit. And I'm at a point too where I'm not fucking arguing about it with people. And we'll be like, well, what about I like Trump because this and that, and he's not that bad. I don't care. I'm not gonna agree with you. I'm not gonna change my fucking mind. Like, it's not the place. Racists, misogynists, or reading isn't political people. again, you can watch my fucking videos if you want, I guess, but if you try to comment and have a debate about any of these topics, no, sorry. And if you don't like that I talk about these things when I talk about books and I talk about diversity in books and liking representation in different books and things, and you think that's annoying and dumb, like, stop watching. It's fine. I don't care. I saw also, this is another little bullet point I have. I'm not on TikTok. I don't have TikTok. I never did, and I don't know. I'm like, I spend too much time scrolling on Instagram. I don't need to fucking get over on TikTok as well. So I'm not on BookTok, and I have like my Bookstagram account, but I barely ever, I forget about it sometimes. I forget to even like go there. I'm like, people probably think I've like died or something, but I hardly post. I hardly even remember to go there and look at other people's shit either. So like, I'm just not engaged on my Bookstagram. And there's value in certain discourse, of course, for sure. Even stuff that, there's certain topics that are just repetitive as all fuck. The repetitive discourse of fucking audiobooks don't count as reading, or if you read too many books in a year, you're not really reading. And if you buy too many books, then you're terrible and we hate you. If you don't buy any books, then you're dumb and annoying. Just all these things. It's just, we've seen it so many times. If you've been on any of these platforms for a while, you've seen this. It's a cyclical thing that gets brought up all the time. And like, yeah, that can be kind of annoying. It's like there's new people joining the community, so there's new people having these conversations. I'm so glad though to not be really on those platforms where it becomes like the discourse of the fucking day or the week. Cause oh my God, it's like exhausting even seeing that it's like going on as much as it is. The reading isn't political thing recently. I just was like, are people serious? And I'm not shading anyone for talking about it. And certainly people that I agree with who are like, yeah, it is. Like, yeah, do you? I'm just dying that that's even a fucking topic. All art is political. What do you... I think, is it just like a fundamental misunderstanding of what that means? Do people think it's only political if the book outright says it's talking about politics? Like, no, it's saying something about something. Every book is, even if it's saying something dumb, it's saying something. Yeah, anyway, it just seems like a lot of nonsense. And I think just being, probably because I'm older, I'm just like so glad I'm not over there actively seeing all the discourse about these things that I'm just like, oh my God, why does this have to be an argument? But yeah, 2024 for me personally was a fine year. It wasn't like a horrible one. So yeah, I don't know, it's ending all right. I read the First Law trilogy and love that, and I read that in December, so we're ending on a high note at least. And now I will play the year vlog for y'all if you want to see little clips of my life throughout the year.
That's nice. That's nice. يكذب. That's nice.